Tuna busts. It's the UK's newest world-class big game sport. Tuna fishing off Cornwall.
That's tuna. That is tuna.
Get the boy. Oi.
Roy's in a critical condition. He's being especially critical of David as they go out after roebucks.
Rut is on, and then nothing, just radio silence. Now it's pretty much finished. David decides to lock up.
Rimfire versus rimfire in Hodge compares a second-hand CZ to a new Tikka. David is on the Fieldsports Channel news stump. Welcome to Fieldsports Britain. This is a tuna bust, and this is what we are hunting today. They start from nothing, they're over rapidly. We're keeping our eyes open for signs, we're watching for birds moving across the water, they're the experts. We're looking at what the dolphins are up to. Where are those rings of bubbles where the big predatory fish are herding smaller fish into a bait ball? That's a bust about to happen. Then the big fish tear the small fish to pieces, and that's when you can get in and catch them.
It's a bit unusual today because we've got some top anglers in the UK who are real experts in what we call top water fishing. A lot of the fishing which is done in the UK is with spreader bars, but this is very different. This is using really heavy reels and spinning gear to catch fish on soft plastics and also poppers. And a popper is a concave lure, quite substantial, which basically pushes out a amount of water and projects it forward and makes a lot of noise in the water. So we're going to be, once we get and see some busts, we're going to edge up to these busts and we're going to fish with poppers on spinning gear, which is amazing. And we've got these guys from Namix Lures who are fantastic.
This new big game fishing sport burst onto the British field sports scene in 2021. We can do it thanks to big changes in the sea life off the south coast. Gone are the flounders, in their place are bass. Gone are the lobsters, instead there are octopuses. And where the bait fish such as mackerel thrived, they are now under pressure from vast pods of dolphins and huge shoals of monster tuna. It's these last fish that are attracting the sea anglers, such as Captain Pete Hyde of Sport Fishing Charters, who runs his charter boat Sailfish out of Mylor in Cornwall. Now, so far, it's not been a good day for busts, so Pete is resorting to ordinary tuna tactics.
Jaws eating the sea. No, other way, the jaws are eating the sea, snapping at the sea. Think of it as like a Pac-Man. That's it, I think. Now, at the moment we're trolling spreader bars. So we've got 3 out at the moment. We've got different lures on the back of a spreader bar. A spreader bar is basically looks like a great big shoal of fish or squid moving through the water, creating a lot of commotion, attracting the tuna up. We're looking for a bust, but we get what we call blind strikes, which is not necessarily that there's a bust going off and there's a feeding frenzy, and we will get fish come up. So at the moment we're fishing for blind strikes. If we start to see a bust develop, which is basically can be anything from a few fish to a Blue Planet style incredible washing machine of activity, if that happens, we'll go over towards it and gently nudge up along the side and hopefully take a fish which is coming around the edge of the bust. The fish aren't really going crazy today yet, they're just odd fish coming up. The seabirds are diving and there's a few fish here and there. So we sort of call this fishing blind almost. We're fishing with lures which are going over the fish, hopefully bring the fish up. So fairly confident they're there en masse down below, but we're not really seeing the big feeding frenzy yet.
No blind strikes yet. There's so little activity, there's even time to catch bait fish.
Yeah, we just stopped for a minute to try and get some mackerel, which is what we want for dead baits. We have a combination of lures out, some on dead baits, some on pure stingers, and we're going to tow those behind 4 spreader bars. as soon as we get some bait. But the mackerel have been a little bit elusive. I think the tuna's eaten most of them.
Pete spends plenty of time on the phone and the radio to other tuna boat captains. They tell each other where the tuna are.
I am 9 miles southeast of the lighthouse and not seeing a lot. I've seen the occasional fish, yeah, but it's like literally it'll be 2 or 3 splashes. In fact, I've got some right now on the left of me. So we've just seen a few fish come up ahead. Those fish are basically just odd fish coming up. You'll see a lot of birds which are sat on the water as well, and after a while they'll probably just rise and they'll all start heading one direction, and that's when the bigger bust will start. So, and effectively it's the fish, you know, smashing up the small bait fish, so anything from white baits or small anchovy type fish, sometimes mackerel, but not that often. But when it happens, it's quite amazing, because afterwards all you'll see in the water is just thousands of scales everywhere, and all you can do is smell fish in the air, where there's been this huge feeding frenzy.
You're being really calm about it, because I mean, I'm on the edge of my seat. You know, this thing could take place at any moment.
I'm generally known for my calmness on board, but not always. I'm not overly excited yet, because I'm not seeing the big busts that I really want. These are just little ones which are keeping us amused whilst we cruise around and wait until we see the bigger busts, which are just incredible. Seeing literally hundreds and hundreds of 200-pound plus bluefin tuna in a massive swirling washing machine is absolutely fantastic.
There's a change in the weather from sunny to overcast, and we see our first bust. Pete steps on it to get the boat onto it. As he approaches, he takes his foot off the gas. Our 2 top fishing specialists can get a line out, but they're not close enough. It's all about honour among tuna boat captains.
So we saw a bust come up behind a boat, and we were unsure whether they were fishing or not. So I think they might have been doing a wildlife tour. So we headed over, but as we got closer, it was evident they were fishing. So we did the right thing and just held back.
And they got one.
I'm not sure whether don't think they did get one. I thought initially they did get one, but I don't think they have actually, because they've moved off now and are cruising off. So they didn't actually get one. So, but there you go. This is what we keep doing. Keep looking. But oh, look at this lot over here. That's tuna.
Get the boys,
That is tuna.
Get the boys. Oi. Get out the front.
We're not close enough to get there in time. Pete's on the phone when we spot the next bust.
Back.
Yeah. Oh, gotta go. Bust. Bite.
Is this the one we've been waiting for? Our boat boy Pip is supercharged.
There must be 1,000 birds out here.
This time we get into it, and the Namix guys are ready at the front.
Got one. He's got one. Oh, yes. You got it? Oh.
He's in. You in? He's in. No.
They both get a touch, but neither hook up.
After all day, we finally found a bust to get onto. Got on top of it. Both Jason and I cast out. He got hit, didn't take. I got hit, struck into it, started taking line, and another fish swam into it and snapped my line.
Jason, looks like you fell over at one stage.
Yeah, I was on there and then pulled the hook somehow. It happens when you get excited stuff.
I mean, that's what it's all for, isn't it?
Yes, a lot of weight in, and then when it happened, just great.
It was great, wasn't it?
A lot of swearing as well.
Yeah, just a pity you couldn't stay attached, isn't it? So we could get to see it.
It's not long before the next bust. This time Mark hooks up, and there is no mistake. The tuna heads off at speed away from the back of the boat, and Pete has to slam it into reverse to catch up. Now we have a problem. A fish such as this does not come willingly to the boat. If Mark beats it, it's going to take a long time, and he is in charge of the commentary.
Right, Jason, that's way too slack, Jason. Grab mine.
Yup, same here. I don't understand a word he says. Happily, our own David Wright has Welsh roots and has provided a useful translation for this fight between Welshmen and fish.
Fucking boiling this, boys. Hurry up!
Get out of it!
Bit hairy, wasn't it? Go faster!
Thank you, David. Once the crew has got all the other rods out of the way and Mark has got the butt plate for the rod in position, it's now a question of tiring out that tuna. There's still plenty that can go wrong. Mark has to keep the line well away from the blades of the propeller. As an experienced tuna angler, he knows this is going to take a while. He is impressively calm in the face of one of the great sporting moments of his life.
Good, good, good. Excitable. Just pull that down, or down. Yeah, the butt strap onto the arse, that's it. That's it, that's it, that's it. You like being behind somebody else, don't you? Favourite position.
Nobody knows what size this tuna is. It is easily pulling out almost 500 metres of the 120-pound breaking strain line, then allowing Mark to haul it back. After half an hour, the fish settles solidly into a depth of around 70 feet, following the boat.
Staying in that 20 metre zone. I can't get out of the 20 metre zone. That's his comfortable position. Fine. Yeah, fine.
You reckon you're going to win this one?
Well, unless something gives in, it won't be me. Tackle failure always ours.
It is past the 1 hour mark and we start to see the fish. And then we know it's all over.
Oh, look at that!
At 1 hour and 20 minutes, the last problem to face is clamping the fish on its lower jaw. That holds it alongside the boat. It doesn't harm the fish and allows Pete to measure it and reach down and unhook it. The problem is the boat boy, Pip, whose day job is celebrant at a London church. He's helping out today because Pete's usual boat boy is off sick.
Whoa, 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 in his mouth, in his mouth.
Yeah, I can't see the mouth. It's a mouth! I can't see the mouth from there.
Out the gate.
Better.
Right, you got him?
Clamp it.
You got him?
Clamp it.
No.
Right.
Clamp it.
Yeah, just, oh, it's right, it's clamped. Clamp's on its own.
Yes, I'm pretty sure
Yeah, it's in.
Well done, Pip. Well done, everyone.
You all right?
Yeah, fine, yeah. Happy with that now.
It has been one hell of a day, wasn't it? Chasing fish around, but finally we got the fish, and it's so pleasing to get it on the Namitz lures as well. That is just fantastic.
Job done.
All within sight of our home port, and it is time to return there now.
Well, they were up the front of the boat. They had the hit on the lure. It was great to see them really striking into fish again and again and again, which you wouldn't see in normal fishing. And then the very long play at the fish. But the fish was approximately 300 pounds, a big fish, and it went away healthily at the end after being towed for 10 minutes to revive it and get lots of oxygen into its gills.
And quite a special fish for you.
It was special for me because it was my 100th tuna to the boat. So I'm very happy about that. Some days there are fish everywhere and you cannot go wrong, and there are busts everywhere. Some days there are busts everywhere and you pull through them with spreader bars and you still don't get takes. So every day is different, but today was particularly difficult. There weren't many busts, there weren't many fish showing, probably because they overfed yesterday, which is what we tend to see. The fish are effectively full up. But in the end, as we were coming through back towards the harbour, we saw a few busts and we managed to get the guys on top water fishing equipment, which is completely different, doing something which is very specialist, and that was fantastic to see that. So I've actually been fishing for tuna for only 2 years, so I suppose I'm fairly new still to the whole game. I'm very grateful for the people who did the shark programme, because they did a lot of the pioneering work to prove that this is a sustainable fishery. So I'm one of the lucky people who've got a permit since then. I think there's about 70 this year charter vessels, and the rest of them are actually being given out to recreational people, which is great, but it's very important that people do some training and understand how to handle the fish, because the whole fishery is based on very low mortality. We actually have a quota as a recreational fisherman, and it's that quota is very small based on a mortality. So we still will kill a few fish in the process, but it's a very tiny amount.
Pete is one of 150 licence holders for tuna in the UK. The tuna season runs from July through to the end of November. It is world class, it's on our doorstep, and the tuna could leave our waters any time. So get out there and try it while you can. Links below.
It's not my first time with my rod in my hand.
Thanks, Pete, for hosting the day, and to Mark and Jason for being such willing experts. We are back in the glory days of the old Tunny Club, and we made a film about that 16 years ago for, yes, it was Fieldsports Channel's 16th birthday last week. Feel free to wish us a happy birthday in the comments below, and of course, please sign up to our membership. Together, we are stronger and fit for another 16 years as a resource for the next generation. Now, what's in this week's Fieldsports Extra? A cat on a sniper's back and career advice from Roy.
If you were smarter, you'd have got a proper job.
And there is more from Roy later in this show. This week's Fieldsports Extra prize draw is for a gun cleaning kit from Pro Ferrum, the excellent gun oil made by Kevin Phillips of Dorchester gun shop Sportarm, whom you may have spotted was a guest on Pete's Tuna boat. Find out how to enter the draw for the Pro Ferrum prizes in Fieldsports Extra, the exclusive behind-the-scenes show for members that goes out to them on Tuesday nights. Link to membership below. Now with insurance and with Layla from the Fieldsports Advice Bureau, FAB. Next up, less Sweet 16, more bitter old git. It's David on the Fieldsports Channel News Stump.
This is Fieldsports Channel News. It's going to be a record year for wildfires in the countryside. That's the prediction of a commander at Hereford and Worcester Fire and Rescue Service. Dave Swallow said that while the summers of 23 and 24 were wet summers with lots of vegetation growth, this year it's been dry right through spring and summer. As a major fire ripped through Forestry England land at Langdale Moor in North Yorkshire, gamekeepers called on the government to lift restrictions on heather burning, which allows them to burn fire breaks ahead of the summer wildfire season. France this week suffered its largest wildfire since 1949. The Kennel Club is selling the sporting estate it bought to secure the future of gun dog trials. The 7,500 acre Emblehope and Burn Grange estate in Northumberland, surrounded by the Kielder Forest, is up for sale at a guide price of £8 million. It comes with what the estate agent GSC Grays describes as significant grant income, along with farming, sporting gun dog trialling and commercial woodland businesses. It has 2 houses and a purpose-built event lodge. The Kennel Club bought it in 2016 for an undisclosed sum. Thanks to Danny Boyle for the story. A new conference on the future of how we manage wildlife is taking place in London in October. It covers biodiversity, wildlife management and cultural heritage and runs all day in Westminster on the 29th of October 2025. Tickets are £67.50 each. Speakers, including politicians and our own Charlie Jacoby, will look at how hunting will survive a trail hunting ban and how the countryside will beat off attacks by Natural England and other government agencies. Link below. 300 miles away on the other side of France, wild boar are trashing gardens in the Dordogne to such an extent that the local mayor has supplied traps. The mairie in the village of Champs-Salades is handing out free cages to residents to help catch and control wild boar as the animals threaten to overrun the village. Locals report broken fences, trampled plants and half-eaten produce. There are fears that the Yorkshire Dales National Park has taken a political decision and pulled out of a hen harrier conservation project. The Yorkshire Dales National Park Bird of Prey Partnership saw bird of prey numbers hit record levels, with hen harrier numbers at a 200-year high. 80% of hen harriers nest on grouse moors, where they're thriving, and convictions of gamekeepers for raptor persecution are at a 30-year low, with just one recorded in England and Wales in the last 2 years. The Park Authority maintains that the scheme has not delivered sufficient results. Thanks to Greg Hill for the story. Australian gun owners are taking their protests against new gun laws to the politicians. Rural people and other gun owners are resisting attempts by a state government to ban their guns. Frustrated gun owners in Western Australia gathered at Parliament House to support a crossbencher's motion to scrap the Labor government's new draconian firearms regulations. Opposition from the Greens, however, means the motion will not pass. Thanks to Phil Monkton for the story. Snake hunters have killed nearly 300 Burmese pythons in Florida. It's a new record for this year's Florida Python Challenge. The winner of the $10,000 Ultimate Grand Prize was Taylor Stanbury, who removed a whopping 60 pythons after finding a nest of them. Run by state wildlife officials, the 10-day competition ran from the 11th to the 20th of July. It resulted in the removal of a record 294 invasive pythons, up from 195 last year. Nearly 1,000 people took part from 30 states and Canada at 8 locations, including Everglades National Park. And finally, photo safari tourists forced a Cape buffalo into a fight with a lion. A video posted on the Nairobi Reports Instagram page shows eco-tourist vehicles preventing a buffalo escaping the lions. The film doesn't show what happens next. You are now to date with Fieldsports Channel News. Stalking the stories, fishing for facts.
Thank you, David, who requests everyone please to like this video and subscribe. Thank you. Thanks also to Fieldsports member Phil Cox, who sends in this photograph of the fieldsportscompetitions.co.uk prize that he won back in June, the Final Approach mobile panel blind. Now, the August 2025 fieldsportscompetitions.co.uk raffle includes 5,000 Game Ball clear pigeon cartridges priced at £1,785 and a £2,500 Hike Micro spotter.
Brilliant multispectral binoculars with daytime, nighttime, thermal, laser range finding to 1,000 metres, GPS tracking. Enter the Fieldsports Channel competition to win these amazing all-round binoculars, whether you're a deer stalker or a fox shooter. Good luck, guys.
Thanks, Paul. Visit fieldsportscompetitions.co.uk. Now, our very own hinge and bracket, David and Roy, set to fighting again. It may be last orders, but Roy is still propping up the bar, waiting for his date to show up. Apparently, David is running late.
I've been waiting for you for 3 weeks now. Roe-Rut's been on. Roe-Rut's been superb. Fantastic responses. Yeah, loads. I've messaged you, David. I've messaged you. Like, are you coming?
Once.
Right is on.
Just before the game fair.
Right is on. And then nothing. Just radio silence. Now, it's pretty much finished. David decides to rock up because he was out trying to make hay. The sun was shining and he still couldn't do it. Apparently, David invested in a £500 piece of scrap and thought that would bail up his hay, but apparently not. So he then phoned me and said, "You doing anything?" Just to make use of his Saturday. So here we are on a windy Saturday afternoon at the very tail end of the roebuck rut.
Do you reckon we might
with a very expectant David.
Are we going to squeeze one in, do you reckon?
Are we going to squeak one in?
No,
squeeze.
You're so deaf. Are we going to squeeze one in?
We're going to squeeze one in. Sorry, squeeze. We will go out. We will see if we can magic something up for you.
Your top is very roe-coloured.
This is my summer stalking top.
It's very nice.
Yeah, this is my harvest top.
Harvest.
Yes, harvest is over. Well, it's not over for David because none of his kit works. Right, come on, let's go.
With those two all caught up, it's time to find out if the bucks have any impulsive behaviour left in them. Roy has been selective this year. He's seen some poor specimens coming through. He thinks it might have something to do with our long, wet winter. The weather is also having an impact this evening. A 5-degree drop in temperature and a breeze is not inspiring bucks to show themselves. However, there is no shortage of does with kids. This one comes in close. She's missing one of her twins and possibly thinks Roy is wearing it as a gilet.
Yeah, so she was just reacting to a kid call. So she was just coming in investigating, making sure it wasn't one of hers. Yep. That's why she was coming over to have a look. Yeah, they were just couched up in there.
behind her is a buck worth looking at.
Yeah, he's a little 6. So I think we'll leave him, especially as he's not really played. But there are some very, very good genetics down here. So he'll hopefully grow into something bigger and very impressive. Yeah, now definitely recuperating from the rot by the looks of it. So you never know though. I mean, we'll go and move on to some other fields and we might have a little bit more luck. I mean, he's within, what, about 150 yards there. But as I say, he's got some potential, so we shall leave him for another year.
Roy leaves him to grow, and it's off to the other side of the farm. The pattern of low buck count and a scattering of mums and young continues. He throws the dice and heads to a field margin which always delivers a munty.
Coming up to the 11th hour. We haven't got anything in the bag, and I need something for the barbecue. So I'm hoping we are going to stumble into a muntjac or two round this corner. It was perfect a couple of weeks ago, but unfortunately it's been harvested. So hopefully there might just be something creeping along on the side of the wood. Just gonna have a look.
Once again, does and kids, but with a bonus fox. With the call producing neither a buck nor a munty, Roy starts calling the fox. All it does is inspire the doe to give it what for.
Well, that was a shame, but again, incredibly interesting. So the fox was out there, it was about 190, 200, and I was just squeaking to see if we could get a little bit of action, see if it would come in a bit. And it didn't look like it was going to play. Put its head up a few times, but it was quite busy mousing. So, as I say, squeaked it again, and it was quite close to the roe kid. And then where the squeaking was going on, it obviously upset the roe doe. She stamped a couple of times and then went running at the fox and just chased it off into the wood, obviously, where it was just a bit close to the kid. But again, just superb to watch. Very interesting.
Scott, come on.
Come on, what?
We're just
Well,
below par.
below par. A little bit below par. So, to be fair though, if you had turned up, if you had turned up in the rut, if you had turned, let me turn this off.
You're too good. I wanted to challenge you.
Well, obviously I'm not up to the challenge. Yes, old Annika failed. Better luck next time.
The late rut response effort draws a blank, but it's nice to catch up with the old boy. Thanks Roy for putting up with him and David for being put up with. Next up, Ian Hodge says why, in his opinion, new beats second-hand.
When people are coming in for a rifle, should I go new or second-hand? Well, of course, the first thing I will say, if you're a farmer, full-time pest controller and you're VAT registered, you can claim the VAT back on a new gun. So that's a bit of a no-brainer to go for a new gun there. You get 20% off, not on a second-hand gun. And then people say, I don't want to spend too much money, but that's fine. But if we look here, this is a CZ 22. Without looking too deeply, I would say this gun is probably 15 years old. It's in pretty good nick, but as you can see, the barrel's quite long. It looks like a Parker Hale moderator, but I don't think it is. It's probably a copy of them. It's a scope on there which I don't know of. It's not a bad little scope. It suits a 2.2, but it's budget end. So for the £245, you will get a working gun, and it is stainless, but it is quite long. It is 15 years old, at least. You don't know how many rounds it's had. I know it's 2.2, so that doesn't matter as much. It doesn't burn that hot. We'll have a gun that could be 15, 20, 30 years old. How many rounds has it had through it? Well, it's like just looking at a car and saying how many miles has it done. You know, we don't know. And you can generally tell by the condition of the gun. And like I say, this gun is in pretty good nick. So then moving over, we've got the new a new gun I just picked up because it's scoped up and ready to go. No preference, but this is a Tikka T1X. This is a 1.7, but what I really want to get at is what you get for your money. You've got a new wildcat moderator, so you know it's new, it's not burnt out, it's not dirty. A little bit bigger scope here. We've got the focus there, focus here, magnification. The other scope was, you know, pretty basic. Lovely trigger on these guns. Nice short action, so nice and easy to work. Yes, it's £850, but you've waited probably 6 months for your license, if not longer. It's a beautiful compact gun, and it's your gun. Nobody's done anything to it. It's not been left unclean for 6 months like the other one might have been. It's up to you then. It's your gun, it's new, you look after it, you clean it. Years ago everybody wanted a long barrel. Now it's shorter barrel, which I love. It's great for shooting out of a truck, a gator, which is my favourite mode of transport. So nice and short, compact, moving around. And Tikka we do sell a lot of these, but you know, I'm not just pushing Tikka, I'm just saying a new gun against an older gun. It's what you want to spend and how much you enjoy your shooting.
For more from Ian, go to ianhodgefieldsports.co.uk. Thanks, Ian, and that's it for this week. If you haven't done so already, please visit our website, fieldsportschannel.tv, where you can click to like us on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow us on X and TikTok. You can subscribe to us on YouTube or pop your email address into our weekly newsletter box and we will contact you about the show. Fieldsports Britain, it's at 7 p.m. UK time every Wednesday, and this has been Fieldsports Britain. Good hunting, good shooting, good fishing, and goodbye.